Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jarvis, Kingdom Lawn Care. Got my wife Devin behind the camera. But anyway, we out today. Had to go and pick up a few plants for a job. I'm a helper guy on the job. It ain't really my job. I'm a helper guy on it. But we had to go pick up a couple of plants from the nursery. But look, up here in this area where the nursery at, this is about 30 to 35 minutes from where I live now. And I just want to show y'all a few of the properties that I used to mow and how cheap I actually was. I'm gonna bring y'all along, man. I'm gonna show y'all this. Don't talk about me too bad, but I want y'all to see, you know, what my prices was and how much I was charging to mow these properties back in the day. Y'all just stick with me. All right, first property. This little peach in brick house right here. That whole property, not back there where it's grown up at, but this whole property, all the shrubs. We talking about roughly about 12 years ago, 10, I say about 10 years ago. This driveway, the driveway right here, the driveway was overgrown. I remember backing my blue truck down right here in this driveway and mowing their yard. Now we talking about 10 years ago. I got that yard in shape. I'm talking about trimmed up the bushes, getting the driveway, you know, edged up nice. I done all that, man, for guess how much? Drum roll. I did the whole property cleanup, man, for $120 about 10 years ago. And the reason I'm showing y'all all this is because I just want y'all to know, you know, your prices don't always have to be cheap. I had horrible pricing. And I used to come way out here. Now, back then, yes, I did. We stayed in the same house. So it had to be about 10 years ago. It wasn't quite 10 years ago. I say about 9 years ago. But anyway, here go another one. This property huge right here. Now, the woods has always been here, but I cut all this, all along this ditch. And this ditch go around the whole property. I cut all this. All that all the way back in there, weeding around the shop, weeding around the dog cage, the house. I had to come through and weed eat this whole ditch. This ditch go all the way around. This horrible, man, I'm telling you. I came a long way. Now we talking about her yard is a whole block. Look at this ditch. This ditch go around the whole property. Let me let this truck pass by. I want y'all to see what Kingdom Lawn Care. This the truth where I come from now. I didn't trim the shrub, but I used to come way out here and cut this whole property. This whole property. That's a lot of mowing, man, real talk. It's a lot of mowing. In the ditch, and weed eat the ditch right here. All right. So look, I used to come way out here and cut that whole property. Drum roll. $100. I used to cut that whole property for $100. Weed eating the ditch, everything. And it took me a while. Actually, I had a guy helping me. I gave him about $25. I wasn't able to hardly pay him much. I probably gave him $25, $30. And man, we knocked that property out. And you know what's crazy? When I told that lady that I was gonna raise the price, I needed to raise the price to guess how much? $125. I just needed to raise the price to $125. You know, she told me she ain't gonna pay it. She would not pay me $125 to cut all that property. I hate to tell you right now today, if she called me out and she wanted me to do that property, no lie, I need about $300. I'm just being real with it. I need $300 if she wanted me to cut that property. And now I'm finna take y'all to another property. This property, I started cutting this property back in like 2010. I was mowing this property, and actually I done passed the street.
You talking about Sarah?
I
feel both kept straight.
But anyway, I started weed. I just weeded. All I did was trim the property. And the trip part, she wanted me to come once a month and just weed eat. So I came to this property one time every month. And sometimes she just called me and wanted me to come. It might have been like 5 or 6 weeks. And down here in the South, we got this St. Augustine grass, man. That grass, it was thick and it grew very fast. And here it is again. She got a big old ditch in front of her house. I missed a turn, so I'm finna swing back around here to it. But she got a big ditch in front of her house. Guess how much, man, I charged, man, to do this job? $50. I charged this lady $50 to weed eat this whole yard. I'm finna pull up on it in just a second. I just want y'all to see, man, where I come from, how cheap I used to be. And see, back then, if I made $300 a day, I was satisfied. I was younger. I was in awesome shape. I was playing flag football and shooting basketball. I was in awesome shape back then. So I was able to run real hard. Man, that property, it looks horrible.
You can't even tell.
That property.
Oh
very
my
bad.
goodness.
So we haven't seen this property in about
years.
We haven't seen this property in about 7-8 years.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
But all the way down side the driveway, you can't see it now, but it's a rock driveway go all the way down. I used to weed eat around this whole property, ditch and all, and it was horrible, man. I used to do this whole property for $50. I used to do all the trimming on this property for $50, and this don't even do it no justice on how much it was. Right between here, I used to walk. Right between there, it's a fence run that way. I used to walk between here. Actually, that bush, that azalea bush right there, it's way overgrown now. But this the first property I ever trimmed bushes on. Here, take the phone.
God rest her soul. She died a couple of years ago.
About 7-8 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
It's grown up very bad now.
Yes.
That whole area I used to have to weed eat. Point down through there. All that area right in there up under that tree, because it's a lot of roots. So her son used to ride the mow. He'll ride the mow about every 2 weeks. But I'll come and I'll do the trimming about once a month, once every 6 weeks or so. And I did that for $50. Now, she did start paying me like $85 to trim all that. But still, me trimming all that, I was losing, man. I was losing. Like, I was really going out doing all this work for these people for peanuts. And now I never did try to raise the price on her, because she raised the price herself. And like I say, I haven't seen that property in about clearly her son don't live there no more either. But don't nobody live there. But I haven't even seen that property, man, in about 8 years. 7-8 years is the last time I even seen that property. But anyway, we was just coming up this way towards the nursery, and I said, man, I just want to, I often think about these properties and how much I used to charge on these properties. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy, that I was that cheap. And it was all because I was so scared, to put a price on how much I really wanted or what I really think it's worth, because I ain't want nobody telling me no. I didn't want nobody to say, nah, you can't cut this property. I ain't gonna, that's too much money or whatever like that. So I just gave them a price that they wouldn't turn down. And I remember on her property, them shrubs that I just showed y'all, them azalea bushes on that property, she asked me, do I have a hedge trimmer? Back then, I'm just getting started. This was probably like about 2010. No, this probably was 2012, 13, something like that. But anyway, she asked me, did I have some hedge trimmers? I said, no, ma'am. She said, well, I got some hedge trimmers. Can you trim the shrub out there and how much you'll charge me? I think I trimmed all those shrubs across the front. They wasn't near as big back then, but I think I trimmed all those shrubs across the front for I think I told her like $40. And she gave me some corded hedge trimmers. She gave me a stitching cord and the hedge trimmers to plug up. And man, I went out there and I'm fighting with it, man, about an hour. About an hour I'm fighting with it. The sun went down, so I told her, look, I'll come back tomorrow and finish trimming the hedges. The next day, I went down to Husqvarna. Okay, so back then, everything I used to buy, Devin, I paused the camera on me, but back then, everything I used to buy was Husqvarna. So the very next day, I went down to the Husqvarna shop and got me a hedge trimmer. I say, you know, I gotta go get me a hedge trimmer that could do the job. And I went and got that hedge trimmer. She ended up paying me more than $40. I don't remember, you know, how much she actually paid me, but I remember, you know, I had officially, you know, made a couple of dollars, and I was bought me a new piece of equipment, and now I can add something else on the list of what I could do on the yards. But I'm gonna bring y'all along I'm gonna show y'all, you know, 1 or 2 more properties that I used to do, and I'm gonna tell y'all the truth on how much I used to charge. But on that same property, I remember coming out of that property one day on a Saturday. I was working a full-time job at the shipyard. I remember coming out of that off that property and turning on that road, and I was talking to Mike Gill. I said, man, I made $500, and that was the last year I was doing her property. I said, man, I made $500 in one day. And y'all, that blew my mind that I had cleared $500 in one day out, you know, cutting grass and mowing yards and doing like this type of work. But anyway, I'm finna bring y'all along. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of more, and then we just gonna, you know, go from there. So y'all stick with me. So last time y'all just seen me, we was about 15 minutes up the road. Now I'm back in my hometown city. I'm back in my city. So I'm in Mile Point, but I just don't do work in my city no more. Devin keep on pausing this video, y'all. I'm about tired of her pausing this video.
Sorry.
She want to know if she need to record. But anyway, up here to the right, this older lady. Now I just stopped cutting this yard last year. These next 2 yards we gonna show. I was cutting these in 2021, but this property here, I was doing this property, y'all, for $55. But now I had stopped cutting it for about 2 years, and she called me back, and I had raised my prices, so I had her at $100. Very profitable, real nice, sweet older lady. And if I wasn't recording the stuff right now, I would have stopped and spoke to her. But it's a good property. I was doing that one. That one was good. So up here to the left, now, first off, this one, I was doing both of these. I was doing this property for $65, and it's fairly deep. It's overgrown and stuff now, but I was doing that for $65. Now, I haven't done that one in about 4 years, but in 2021, I was doing this property also. But when I first started out, y'all see how big this property is? That property, hold on. That property go way over there to that bush, that second bush. That property go way over there. I'm being real with y'all now. I want y'all to see what Kingdom Lawn Care used to do. That property go all the way back there.
It just got trash. It never been trash. He ain't been pushing back.
Yeah, it's some trash. Somebody must have dumped some trash back here. that trash was, I mean, that property go all the way over here. So I was doing that whole property. I was doing that whole property for $75. First time I done that property took me, I don't know, man. I guess about 3 hours. And I did that property, man, for $75. They called me out there today and they want me to do it. If it was in my service area, it's gonna be, I'm telling you, about $220 a cut, $225 a cut, something like that. But anyway, those are just some. I'm talking about just a handful. Now those are the bigger ones. Those are some of the bigger properties that I was doing that was way low. Now I had a lot of them that was like average size neighborhood properties, just average size properties, like quarter acre to a little bit bigger. You know, they was I was doing a lot of them for $35 and $40. That was my price, like $35, $40. I remember when I first got a minimum of $35. My minimum used to be $35, but before that, previous to that, if it was something like real small, real simple, I just used to charge $25. Now we talking about way back, you know, early teens. Now before I left that last property, I did get it up, you know, to a significant price. I did do a good increase on it. But when I first started off, I'm telling y'all the prices when I first started off, man. But I was doing that last property I just showed y'all for $75. But anyway, that's it, man. That's where Kingdom Lawn Care came from. And we don't do that no more today. It's over with. I don't even cut in this area no more. I don't even cut on this side of town. But anyway, that's what we got. It's just some of the stuff, man, that I used to do and go through. That being said, man, y'all ain't gotta like the video. I just wanted to show y'all something real and, you know, just down to earth. You know, some raw footage of stuff that I really used to do and how much I really used to charge. I'll be way higher now, way higher. But anyway, babe, you got something to say? You want to share something with the people?
No.
No? She ain't never got nothing to say. Y'all got to tell about that now. I'm telling you. Somebody got to say something to her. She don't never want to say nothing. But anyway, that's all we got for today, man. Y'all have a good, blessed day. Go out, man. Be profitable. Spring is here. Handle your business, man. Make them phone calls. Cut people off. Go ahead and get everything in order. Man, we going all the way up to the top from here on out. 2023, we going debt free. Kingdom Lawn Care, man. We out of here.